Hello fellow Kai, Mirren Brian here. Welcome to Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 4 Shock and Awesome Story Explained, where I'm about to explain the entire story of Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 4 Shock and Awesome. With that said, grab some snacks or drinks or where you can find, kick back and relax, and enjoy the full story explanation of Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 4 Shock and Awesome. So after when the bugs were done feasting on the rotten remains of the Kraken's tentacle, the bugs began to grow and start invading the entire island, turning certain sections of the island into nests, until a mysterious foreign faction known as Omnimorph Extermination Rangers, or OXR, have begun to counterattack the swarm and preventing more sections of the island to turn into nests. They even enlist the assist of Hope and Jones to find out more information about the swarm. And after when we killed a lot of the bugs in their nests, we then decided to talk to Onyx Winter to join OXR to fight back against the swarm. And by heading to OXR HQ to talk to Onyx Winter, she then introduces herself as the commander of OXR leading the fight against the swarm. She was impressed by her skills because we remind her of a young Rip Slade, and she can use more of that. And if we're still interested in joining OXR, then this is our formal welcome. And our first mission from OXR was to defend one of their outposts. And after defending an OXR outpost and exterminating more bugs at the Hive and Ranger's Ruin, we were then contacted by Hope, who wants us at Supernova Academy because her and Jones have discovered something that they want to tell us. And after heading to Supernova Academy and talk to either Hope or Jones, we soon find out that the tentacle and the bugs are a way for us to get to the spirit realm to face the dark presence. But we must find a way how they even got here in the first place and where. So after searching the entire island, we then found a mysterious portal. And after closing it, we soon realized that's how the bugs came here. An access portal created by the dark presence using the 0-point shard. And after discovering it, we were then contacted by Onyx Winter to destroy swarmers to thin out the swarm. After destroying 3 swarmers, we were then contacted by Hope to open pods to collect mysterious energy signatures. After opening 5 pods, she then wants us to head to the Hive to set up sensors to find the source of the demonic energy. After heading to the Hive and set up the sensors, we soon find out that the source of the demonic energy was tainted queen eggs, which Hope wants us to collect. After collecting the tainted eggs, Hope wants us to head to Supernova Academy to give it to her for her to analyze. And after heading to Supernova Academy and give the eggs to Hope, she then came up with a theory that the queens lay their eggs inside the spirit realm and bring them here to the island for the eggs to hatch. And they can use the energy of the eggs to close off more of the access portals, cutting the bugs' access to the island. And if we're really lucky, we hope we're able to reverse engineer the eggs' power in order for us to create our own access portal to face the dark presence. But to do that, we must confirm Hope's theory by actually facing a queen. After facing one and defeating it, we were able to finally confirm Hope's theory that the eggs are the key to defeat the swarm. So Hope used the power of the eggs to close more access portals, preventing the bugs from coming to the island. With the bugs now gone, the island is saved. However, it's not the end yet. Our victory is then short-lived when Onyx Winter, Rip Slade, Night Rose, and Jones tell us there's a high possibility that the bugs may return if we don't take this opportunity to confront the dark presence. So we actually must prepare to fight back. So Hope contacted us and wants us to talk to Night Rose, Daigo, and Jade about the Splinter Blades. By talking to Night Rose, she then figures out this is one of Hope and Jones's reckless plans, but she sees this as the only way to defeat the dark presence more than an alternative solution. And by talking to Daigo, he willingly gives us the Splinter Blades after telling us that he thought he can save the island using the blades, but then he realized that's not his destiny. He then wants us to finish what he failed to do, and is to end this demonic incursion once and for all. And by talking to Jade, she then reveals that the Splinter Blades are the key to weaken the veil between the realms of the island of Oninoshima and the spirit realm. So after when we got the blades, Hope then wants us to recruit a scout and a heavy specialist for her attack plan. After recruiting Botstick and Phantom Meowscles, we then have to collect rare and better items and then use them. We then have to use the splinter blades on the first access portal that we discovered. And after using the blades on the first access portals that we found, we then head to Supernova Academy to inform Hope that all the preparations are ready to fight against the Dark Presence. And so we will now be able to prepare to fight back against the Dark Presence once and for all. Until a mysterious anomaly had appeared on the island. And after going to the anomaly, it was revealed to be no other than Bart Simpson's treehouse, absorbing 0-point energy. Alongside with the treehouse is the arrival of the Rigelians, Kane and Kodos. Hope and Jones then arrive on the scene where the treehouse is and decide to find a way to close the access portal, because we then see the Kraken making its return onto the island, using the combined 0-point power of the Bart's treehouse and the splinter blades close of the access portal, which was going great until it wasn't. Until a giant access portal appears out of nowhere, bringing out no other than the Dark Presence, who is revealed to be the Kraken itself that we fought back in Chapter 6, Season 3, Super. Because we can actually see the missing tentacle that Superman caught off with his heat vision. While Hope and Jones were fighting for their lives against the Dark Presence, Kane and Kodos were then falling in love with the Dark Presence because of his appearance. They then told the Dark Presence that they will really help him to destroy Hope and Jones, and then marry the Dark Presence and have children with it, which is kind of gross. So after using their lasers to attack Hope and Jones and exterminating fish stick to turn to little fish sticks, they then use the tractor beams to beam Hope and Jones onto their ship, while Hope and Jones pull out the weapons to exterminate both Kane and Kodos. But Kodos tells Hope and Jones that the weapons are useless against their battle domes. And so Hope used an alternate solution, throwing a break at Kodos, and then Jones begins to do a slap fight with Kane. This gives Hope the opportunity to use Kane and Kodos' ship and use their laser to fire on the Dark Presence. The Dark Presence grabs the ship and uses the shard to create a 0-point portal. Jones then tells Hope to use the tractor beam to get the shard out of the Dark Presence's chest, and when Hope was using the tractor beam, the Dark Presence discovers what they were doing and throws them inside the 0-point wormhole, taking a small piece of the shard with them. Well, Jones, Kane, and Kodos were panicking on the ship while Hope was being disappointed. Kodos then tells them that he can recalibrate the ship to Springfield with a delicate procedure. After doing a delicate task on the lever to head to Springfield, Hope then argues with Kodos, saying they cannot leave the island to the Dark Presence. While Hope and Kodos were fighting for the lever, their argument then merges the island and Springfield to Springfield Island, which shocks Kane, Kodos, Hope, and Jones. Kane and Kodos were then happy about this, and they want to take over the island until their plans were foiled by the arrival of the battle bus. Hope and Jones then follow pursuit of the piece of the shard. We then transition to Homer Simpson, who is trying to watch TV, but notices that the batteries on his remote are dead, until the piece of the shard then falls into his living room, until Marge tries to tell him that the radio was saying that if he finds the shard, then he must report to the police, giving descriptions of the shard as uncontrollable, deadly, and dangerous. But Homer, being Homer, ignores Marge, takes out the batteries with his remote, and puts the shard inside the remote, creating a 0-point remote. After trying to use the remote on the TV, and by destroying it and catching on fire, he then plays with the 0-point remote. He then turns one of the couch cushions into a pile of nachos, and turns his lamp into a bucket of chicken. He then makes his couch way bigger and comfier than before. Marge then notices he has the shard and was upset that he was trashed in the living room. Well, Homer was explaining that he made things a lot better in their household. Well, Homer was trying to change Marge's mind for the improvements he made, and saying that he can make Springfield as a paradise by using the power of the shard. Marge was still suspicious and skeptical about him making the right decisions by using the shard, until her mind was immediately changed. Homer then proceeds to use the shard to make good deeds at Springfield, such as turning an apple tree into a bowling ball tree, having a parking meter to shoot out lots of money, and turning a fire hydrant into a chocolate syrup fountain. He then heads to Moe's tavern and asks Moe to give him a sugary beverage, which Moe is happy to give, since Homer gave him an endless supply of toilet paper. While Homer was giving his usual nonsense, Moe then warns him that Hope and Jones, who are literally sitting across from him, that they're looking for the shard. Homer, in a panic, uses the shard to try to disguise himself until Moe reassures him that he kept them busy with one of his improvements, which are sentient pretzels. So yeah, that's the entire story of Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 4 Shock and Awesome. Turning from serious to comedy, just wow. With the Simpsons season making us to now may focus on getting the 0-point remote from Homer Simpson, while everyone in Springfield is trying to prevent this from happening because they love the improvements that Homer is making, we must find a way to get the remote and get back to the island and stop the dark presence. So with that said, thank you all so much for watching this video. Comment down below which favorite things to do with Fortnite creativity, buying players, Fortnite Ballistic, Fortnite Reload, the arrival of Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 6 OG, and soon turn into Chapter 1 Season 7 OG pretty soon. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss any videos from me, and I'll see all of you in the Simpsons season. Bye!